So hey guys, I'm back with another video. So this video is sponsored by ISEE Hair. So at the beginning of this video, I'm going to be showing you guys my tutorial on how I got this look, and then I'm going to go right into my commentary. So like I said, this video is sponsored by ISEE Hair. They sent me some hair. They sent me 4 bundles and a closure of their Brazilian body wave, and I'll show you guys the bundles a little bit later. So here is the closure, and I just want to show you guys how to make your closure look really natural. I have a regular 4x4 closure. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking a bowl, and I'm going to be inserting the bleaching powder, and I use the Clear All Basic White with the extra strength, as well as the Collada Colors in blue. This is like a toner, so essentially it's going to make sure that it matches our skin tone and it's not too orange or brassy. Then I'm going to be pouring both of those into a bowl, and then I'm going to be taking my cream developer in 50 volume just because I want this to go pretty fast. I'm going to add that to the bowl and then go ahead and mix it up with a brush or a spoon, and I want it to be like a thick consistency, sort of like toothpaste. So I'm pinning down my closure just so I can show you my workspace. That way I can keep all the hairs out the way, and I'm going to just go ahead and apply the mixture onto my closure. So like I said, make it thick so it's not runny, it's not drooping everywhere, so it's not messy, and you want to lightly apply this, but make sure that it's actually seeking into the knots so that they actually bleach. And then when it's all said and done, this is what it looks like with just the bleaching. As you can see, the knots are more brown and can match our skin tone a lot better. So just to add that extra oomph and make it look more natural, I'm pouring some hot water back into that same bowl, and I'm going to be taking the Sienna Brown Adore hair color. This is a semi-permanent hair color, and I'm actually going to tint the lace. So you're just going to pour some of that into the hot water, and you're going to take your closure, and you're just going to submerge it into that small bowl and let it sit for a few minutes. It's actually instant, so you're going to see that the color actually takes to the lace pretty fast, and when that's done, you're just going to let it dry, and you'll have knots that are bleached, and then the lace will also be tinted. So moving on to the next step is actually going to be creating the wig and actually sewing. So I'm just taking my spandex dome style wig cap and I'm applying that to my mannequin. So focusing back on the closure, I'm going to pin down my closure and sew my closure first. Sometimes I'll sew the bundles first, sometimes I'll sew the closure first. It just depends on my mood, but you want to pin down the closure, making sure that all sides are flat so that you don't have any gaps or any lifts. So you're going to take from one side and you're just going to start to sew the closure all around, going from the right or left side, whatever side you start with. Then you're going to do the back, and then you're going to do the other side, making sure that everything is flat. So here are the bundles. Like I said, Brazilian body wave, 26 inches is my longest length, and we're going to go ahead and start to sew these bundles onto the wig. So I unravel the bundles, and I always double my first 2 bundles if I'm working with 4 bundles, and I'll just double the first bundle if I'm working with 3 bundles. So I start from the side area where your ear would be, and I just start to sew around. So when sewing, I just kind of go back and forth, and I keep my stitches pretty close together so that this wig, which is actually going to be for sale, can actually be worn by a customer, and they don't have to worry about any tracks slipping down or anything coming loose. So this is what the hair looked like when both of the first 2 bundles that were doubled were sewn in. And then I worked on the last 2 bundles, which were single, which is what I'm doing here. And I'm just going to be sewing back and forth like I did for the back end. So this is what the wig looked like when it was finished. And as you can see, body wave hair does keep a little bit of a pattern. So working back with the closure, take a small rat tail comb as well as some mousse. I like to use the Elasta QP one. And we're going to be working with the closure and just showing you guys how to make a nice distinct closure. Look at those bleached knots in that tinted lace. So go ahead and take your mousse and apply it to where you want your closure to be after you've made your part, and just use the comb to kind of make sure that everything lays down flat and folds over how you want it to go. Using tweezers, I'm just going straight down, making sure that my part is straight, and I'm going to be using some Got2b glue free spray to kind of set everything in place. Put the spray on both sides of the closure, pat it down, comb it down. You can use a scarf, you can use a hot comb just to make sure everything lays flat. I usually just go ahead and lay it down with my hand and a comb. So now that I've constructed this wig, I'm going to get right into my commentary. Hi guys, I'm back with another video. So today's video is yet again another Chioma Chats video.
Nigga, pay attention.
So by today's video, we did a get ready with me. So I showcased this hair that is also from ISEE Hair, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to kind of add some curls to the hair. So basically I have my little wand curler here, and this is actually a bigger one. So this is like a 1-inch barrel, and I just want to add some big curls to this hair. The hair is so silky right now because it's the fresh wash, and I let it air dry, so there's no heat, which makes it even better for the situation. So in advance, I do want to apologize for the lighting. My ring light is actually broken right now, so I'm using like half of the ring light and then kind of like some background lights. This is not my usual lighting, so I do want to apologize if I'm looking like really bright on camera, really vivid. It just is what it is. We have to get on with this. So I'm also going to be discussing this recent, I guess you can say, trend of a lot of white women or non-black women. Well, no, let's just call it what it is. White women feeling like they have to touch black women's hair. I've seen like 2 posts go viral over the past week, and it's just like this fascination from white women to touch a black woman's hair as if they've never seen hair before. This is why I always talk about like hair related things, because I kind of feel like for whatever reason people put so much emphasis on hair, and hair belonging to certain cultures and certain races of people, and it goes to show that some races are just completely unaware of how diverse hair can be. Now, before we get started, I know someone's gonna comment, oh, but you have this white person's hair in your head. At the end of the day, straight hair is not exclusive to white people. There are black people with straight hair. There are Asian people with straight hair. It is not exclusive to any white person. It is not exclusive to European standard of beauty. So let's kill that comment now. Also, what I don't understand about hair is how there's black people who may have textured hair, curly, kinky, coily hair, and then our hair can get straightened, and society considers that self-hating. But let's say there's a white girl with, you know, maybe she has 3A or 3B hair, because be real, there are white people around the world that can have curly hair, have more textured hair. When they straighten their hair, it's like, oh, she's just showcasing her versatility. She's just showcasing how she could do different looks. It's not self-hating. And that's because people are equating straight hair with white people only. That texture is not exclusive to white people. So when I take the barrel, I'm actually going to go halfway on my hair, and you want to put like the first half up. So sectioning is really important because it keeps your hair out the way, even though this is going to look a little bit crazy, and so that you can make your sections just a lot smoother. If I showed you guys the back of this, it's not going to look really the best because honestly I can't see the back of my head that well. It's just enough so that we can section. Now if you were to do this on a wig head, so much easier, but since I'm doing it on my head, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, but we're still going to be able to get our style, especially because I'm making my curls a little bit larger and it's not as defined, so I can have a little bit more messier sections. So you also want to make sure that you have some form of brush just to make sure your sections are nice and smooth. And like I said, I just washed this hair. You already know that this hair is ready to go. Now I'm actually going to be showing some tweets on your screen as we speak, and it's just showing the fact that there are white women that seem to be so crazily amazed by black hair.
You've never seen natural black hair?
No, it's just.
So it grows like this.
Oh no!
Like, it's so weird.
And I find it very rude and very ignorant that in a day and age where diversity is so important and so like up right now, and there's all these people saying, oh, white women want to be black, and there's this whole movement, and it's showing that like white women and just non-black women in general want to be like us. How are there still some white women who are so amazed by black hair? As if this is just brand new, as if these are new textures that God created and dropped down on earth 2 months ago. 4C hair, textured hair, black styles have been showcased for a while. And granted, yes, a lot of us black women do tend to go for styles with weave. So maybe, I don't know, white women just don't understand that we have natural hair. But I just feel like that's such a stupid excuse, because how don't you know that there's a hair texture opposed from your own? So when it's a silkier grade of hair, they can tell the pin straight hair from like the loose curly. But as soon as it gets real afro, all of a sudden they don't know nothing. Like, where is the logic here? So I personally feel like it's disrespectful for a white person to touch a black person's hair, even if you have permission. Back in like middle school, I remember I wore my natural hair because obviously weave wasn't really like a thing for me back then, wasn't really allowed to wear it. Honestly, if it wasn't for YouTube, I don't even know if I would really wear weave like that, being that it is something that's kind of like awarded to me and it's like business. I'm getting my coin as I talk in this video. But back then I remember wearing like my natural hair from time to time. I would always just get like braids. Individual braids would be the only style. I didn't actually wear an actual sew-in, I think, until the 9th or 10th grade. So the fact that there's kids nowadays, 12-year-old 7th graders, whose parents are letting them get like sew-ins, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna just be old school. I don't think my daughter's gonna be doing that. We will be having natural hair embracement for a while, like I did. I remember back in middle school days when I would wear my natural hair, for whatever reason, a lot of kids like would be so amazed and treat me like this artifact at a museum, running to touch my hair. And I feel like a lot of us black girls girls have always gotten the, oh, well, can I touch it? Can we touch it? Comments as if this is like some form of new texture or something that no one has ever seen before. I understand it's interesting to look at something that you don't have or have yet to experience and want to know more about it. But I feel like the way how people are going about it is rude. It is rude to sit here and say, oh, well, can I touch your hair? When do you ever see black women go up to a white woman's head and say, oh my God, can I touch it? So I'm just sectioning off some more. It's gonna be a little messy. Okay, we just want some big curls, nothing too serious. I know I look crazy. I don't understand for 1 second as to why white women feel like this is even acceptable. Why are you treating me? Don't knock my camera, Gunna. My homeboy's dog, I'm dog sitting and he just tried to knock the camera over. Don't knock the camera, please. Why are they treating us like this never before seen statue, as if we are at a wax museum and you can walk up and touch and feel? It's really demoralizing. I think the crazy part is a lot of these white women that do this feel as if they're not being disrespectful because number one, they think asking is polite, which asking is polite, but it's still rude in this case. And then it's just like, damn, like, you've never ever experienced anything other than yourself. For a lot of white women or non-black women period to be going after black men and then their daughters end up with this kinkier hair, because let's be real, even though there is a mixed look, and I'm going to say that there is because I believe that there is, there are mixed girls who come out with hair that is kinkier than a lot of black girls, and then their white mothers have absolutely no idea how to do their hair. And then you see a lot of mixed girls struggling with identity, like, okay, well, I'm of a fair complexion and obviously you all want to be like our moms growing up as little girls, and you see your mom with silky straight soft hair or the socially acceptable hair, and then you have this kinky hair and no one in your family can help you manage your hair because you just don't know how. And I'm not saying that interracial relationships that end up in this type of situation that I'm describing means that that person cannot learn. I feel like anybody who wants to learn about black hair should be able to learn about black hair. There's this one white lady on Instagram, I believe her brand is called like Freedom Couture Hair, and she basically does sew-ins with frontals, she makes wigs, and she can braid. I can't even braid my hair. When my hair is braided underneath my wigs, honestly, that is because I went to a salon and got it, or my mom or sister did it. I cannot braid my hair to this day, and this is someone who actually makes wigs. So it's crazy. So I feel like as a white person or a non-black person, if you would like to indulge yourself in parts of the culture or just parts of something that means something to black women, such as the way how our hair is, that is perfectly fine. But there's a courtesy in how you have to go about it. It is rude to say, can I touch it? It is rude to act so amazed and have this wow and this shock when you touch a hair texture that isn't like your own. It is not that fascinating. Like, our hair is bomb, don't get me wrong, but it's not that fascinating to be different just because we have a different style of hair. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. The good thing with this little movement that's been going on is that all these people are being exposed, and then a lot of us black girls are, you know, on one accord and unified, which is great to see. We're pretty much checking them and letting them know, like, this is not okay. Imagine if someone just walked up to you and touched your hair, touched your skin, just something that means anything to you. It doesn't even have to be hair. Imagine if it was your dog or your child. Like, it's just rude to be, can I touch it? Can I touch it? Like, I feel like that's just rude as hell. Like, don't do that. The one tweet that I did see, it was like a lady and she was like in a workplace environment, and there were some white people, both white male and white women around her, basically touching her hair.
You've never seen natural black hair.
No, it's just.
So it grows like this.
Oh no!
Like, it's so weird.
And it was so important to point out that if that said black woman would have lashed out and said something, or would have checked them and been like, oh, don't touch my hair, in that environment, in that business environment, that black woman would have been deemed unapproachable, unacceptable to work with, microaggressive, all because she defended her mane and she protected her personal space. And that's the thing. If we were to lash out and say, oh my God, don't touch my hair, or please respect my hair, please respect my space, all of a sudden we're the aggressive ones, which is what I discussed in my previous video. And it makes no sense to me because I personally feel like, what is so hard about keeping boundaries and respecting race relations as it relates to black women? Still, for whatever reason, white people just sometimes are not getting it. And which is why I will never ever stop talking about what I talk about on my channel, because I personally feel like, why would I be sitting blindly by and quietly not explaining to people that don't know that this type of stuff is not okay, and then be shocked when they actually do it. You have to keep that same energy and let them know, hey, this is not okay. I remember I had an internship back like my junior year in college a couple years ago. I think I had like some water wave hair and super long. You know, I like to keep a stripper length sometimes. I'm working with my school's football team and it's a D1 program, and I would usually work on the days where people would come in for like their official visit. So it'd be like high school students and their parents, and they're trying to figure out what school are they going to go to? What school do they want to commit to? Are they going to get an offer from my school? And I remember it was during a game and I was like ushering people to the hallway to the team room where the football players stay, and it was 4 white girls, and these white girls had extensions. And it's crazy because when white girls wear extensions most of the times and they wear their weave and their clip-ins, it be looking crazy. Like, I can see the difference, but then we're the ones who get chastised. Even if we do slay a wig or do slay a hairstyle, it's like, oh, but you're wearing another woman's hair. But let a white girl wear some weave, then all of a sudden it's no big deal. That's why I always tell you guys, it's not the fact that you're wearing a weave, it's the texture of the weave that people get mad at. But let them be mad and sad, because who cares? Because no, don't treat us like a freaking zoo animal either when you see it. Like, no, you cannot do that, because no. It was 4 white women who came up to me, and the girl was like tanner. They were all looked the same, like blonde hair, but they had extensions to make their hair super long. They had like tans, and they like had this like spunky like white girl type of thing going on, as if like, ooh, like we're here for the black guys. And you can say what you want, but I just feel like that's what type of time they were on, because to be real, they weren't even like family. They were like guest pass people for that game that we had. And a lot of the guys on the football team are black, and a lot of them are pretty attractive. Not gonna lie, you guys have seen my homeboys. Shout out to the homeboys. Literally, the girl immediately came up to me like, oh my gosh, your hair is so nice. She just grabbed at my weave. Now granted, this is not my natural hair. We are talking about natural hair, but it was like, it was also fascinating for her to see my hair looking like that. And granted, I could slay a wig, okay? So I know she was thinking like it was probably my real hair. So regardless, natural hair or not, she saw it and she literally just ran up to my hair and she started touching on it. Now I had to sit there and just act like, okay, Chioma, you can't make a big deal out of this. You're at work, you know, you're being paid to be here, and you're also around all these very influential white people in your school. This is an internship. And I feel like that's so irritating to have to be in that position where you have to simmer down how you're feeling and your emotions and suppress yourself while you're being disrespected, just because if you do act out, the way how you're going to be perceived and the new connotation that you're going to have is not going to be the pretty one. It's not going to be something that you want to be known for. So it was like, damn, like you are so obsessed with the hair. And I bet you probably after that, those girls probably went and tried a style. Like they had pin straight hair and they probably wanted the curly / water wave hair that I had at the time. And it's just like, bruh, when are they going to respect the fact that, yes, we're different than you. We have different features. I mean, we are of a different race. Even if you are amazed and fascinated, there's a way to go about it. Like, there's a way to respect black women in touching their hair and when it comes to their hair. I feel like a lot of this fascination is fake. And I feel like a lot of these women are just trying to sit here and be like, oh, well, we see this hair and we love it, OMG. But then in reality, they probably either talk shit about it or they're gonna try and mimic it some way, somehow. And hair texture is not necessarily exclusive to any specific race when it comes to like straight and wavy and things like that. But be real, a lot of black people have type 4 hair, okay? So I have pretty much finished my curls. I can't really see the best, so I'm just going to go ahead and finger comb. Now this hair is 26 inches. It is super duper, woo! Almost fell there. It is very long, and this is a wig that is going to be for sale in my next collection that is coming out in about a week or so. So please follow at Wigs by Queen Chioma on Instagram for more and be the first to cop this wig. All my wigs are going for $250, and this time I am offering international shipping. So back to finish my commentary, I basically just don't understand what is this weird fascination of white women touching black women's hair. It's disrespectful, it's rude, and you're literally looking at us as if we're this museum artifact or we're a zoo at a zoo animal. And if we go to retaliate and say, hey, please don't touch our hair, or please like respect our temple, our fro, our mane, you know, something that's a big part of us, an extension of us, it's like, oh, she's being aggressive, she's someone that cannot be worked with. And it's just like, you cannot win for losing. And I want white people to understand that it's not that we don't appreciate your extension to understand another diverse sector of humanity. It's more or less the way how you go about it. And if you ever feel like, oh, I want to touch that black woman's hair, you should probably be friends with that person, because no black one, I mean no one, nobody, none at all, is going to come up to a white woman and say, hey, can I touch your hair? No one. They're not doing it. If you are really that infatuated with black hair, go to a damn beauty supply store or get on Aliexpress and order you some 4C bundles if you really want to touch it. I know every black girl has gotten that growing up. Can I touch it? Can I touch it? Can I touch it? And it's like, as soon as you go from wearing a wig or a weave and then go to your natural hair, it's like, oh my God. It's like the world has just turned from a sphere to a damn cube. Like, girl, stop. Please stop. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please check down below for ISEE hair. That is the hair that I have here on my head. I just did a quick curl, nothing too serious. Just wanted to make it cute and poppin'. Please don't forget to follow me on all of my social media networks, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.